Anakin feels his heart pumping through his chest, trying to think, trying to find a way to save Palpatine to acquire his knowledge. His senses are blurred from the smell of burnt flesh and Palpatine begging for his life. Anakin and Mace have the same argument they did in Revenge of the Sith.
He has control of the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to be left alive.
Now more than ever, Anakin wishes that Obi-Wan was there to remind Mace of what it means to be a Jedi. Just as he did before, Mace raises his saber and Anakin thinks, what would Obi-Wan do? He blocks the purple blade from meeting its target, and Mace looks menacingly towards the man who saved Palpatine. Master, this is not the Jedi way. Mace exhales, trying to make sense of his actions. Anakin, if he lives, we will never have justice. They will never have justice. Mace points. Anakin turns to the dead masters of the Jedi Council, and he looks back at Mace. Master, you're allowing anger to cloud your judgment. Trust in the Force. Mace hears these words and reluctantly turns off his lightsaber. Anakin picks up Palpatine. Thank you, Anakin. Thank you. But you do realize the Jedi will never stop until they have control of the Senate. Anakin feels the weight of this statement, but knows that they are being watched. That is for the politicians to decide, not me. I'm placing you under arrest, Chancellor. As you should. Back at the Jedi Temple, Anakin and Mace watch as Palpatine is escorted to the lower cells. What happens now? I'll have to call an emergency council meeting. We've lost council members and our greatest fears for the Senate have been realized. Anakin looks for a silver lining. At least the Chancellor's in custody. That may be, but the Senate will not believe Palpatine is a Sith Lord until we have sufficient evidence. And I'm not sure the Senate will see the deaths of 3 Jedi as unbiased claims. Anakin feels bad for the loss of life and tries to apologize. No, Anakin, you have nothing to apologize for. Your wisdom and trust in our ways have proven to me that you are a worthy Jedi. I lost sight of that. Anakin appreciates these words. That is why I'm going to be recommending you to be given the rank of Master. Before they could speak, Mace gets a call from his comlink from Ki-Adi-Mundi and walks away to begin a long night of damage control. After all the excitement wears off, Anakin realizes how tired he is, so he makes his way home. Anakin parks his ship and collapses on the couch. He sits, shaken to the core of just how close he was to joining the dark side. Anakin's anxieties take over his every thought. What if Palpatine exposes his marriage? What if he's executed and his knowledge is lost? What if...
Annie?
The living room lights come on and Padme walks over to her husband.
What's wrong? What happened?
For a second, Anakin thinks about lying to her to protect them both from the truth. It's the Chancellor. He's been arrested. Padme is taken aback by this and asks for answers. The Sith Lord we've been searching for. It's him. In disbelief, Padme shakes her head.
It can't be true. I've known the Chancellor for years.
There's more. He knows about our marriage. Though Anakin worries about stressing his pregnant wife, he wishes to stop his lying and tells her everything. Tells her about the conversations he had with the Chancellor and the reveal of his true identity and the choice that looms in his head. Anakin stares at the floor and he feels as if he's failing to save his wife. Padme embraces him.
I understand.
She pulls his face so they may look at one another.
Whatever gifts the Chancellor offers, it can't be true. Not if it means joining the dark side.
Anakin holds her hand. I can't lose you, Padme.
Anakin, I fell in love with you for the light inside of you. The thing that made you risk your life in pod racing for absolute strangers. The thing that clones follow you in battle for.
Tears shed down Anakin's face.
Palpatine, or whoever he is, wants to take that away from you. Promise me you won't let him.
Anakin holds her, and they lay on the couch together. Okay, Padme. I promise. Jedi gather around a dark room. 3 caskets sit in the middle, holding the fallen Jedi Masters. Agen Kolar, Saesee Tiin, and Kit Fisto. All noble and brave Jedi Masters. Master Yoda gives a kind eulogy, but Anakin can't hear it. His mind is clouded, and his fears are piling up. It is with great honor that we welcome our newest members of the Jedi Council, Masters Luminara Unduli, Aayla Secura, and Anakin Skywalker. Anakin looks over to his old master, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they share proud glances.
Take your seat, you may.
The new council members sit down, and the Jedi Council discusses what to do with the high-level prisoner. The Senate has already begun talks of rehabilitating Palpatine from our custody. Admiral Tarkin has been quite insistent in this front. Ki-Adi-Mundi adds,
The question raises, how many of our officials knew the truth of the Chancellor?
That is yet to be determined, Master Plo. Whoever they are, they've already destroyed the footage from the Chancellor's office. To sell the illusion that the Jedi are trying to succeed power, no doubt. The Council continues their conversation until Anakin comes up with a simple solution. Masters, if I may speak, if we're worried about the public's faith in the Jedi, maybe we should just tell them the truth. I'm not sure that would be the best option, Master Skywalker. The truth may bring more chaos and escalation, and the galaxy may lose faith in the Jedi entirely, says Ki-Adi. I'm sorry to say this, Masters, but that's already happening. The room goes silent. Some take offense, and Anakin looks for a way to be both helpful and get what he wants. Since the start of the Clone Wars, we've seen countless planets begging for our protection, and because of the limits put on us, we weren't able to help them. For the first time in years, we have a chance to bring peace by showing that what both the Republic and the Separatists have in common is the Chancellor's corruption. Master Plo breaks the silence.
The truth may set us free.
I agree with Master Skywalker. After all, the Jedi are not supposed to be politicians. Grand Master Yoda scratches his chin.
Delicate balance this is. More to Palpatine's plan, I fear there must be.
The Council decides that they must investigate further and come up with the evidence to back up their claim of the Republic being under the Sith's control. Meanwhile, Senator Bail Organa has been placed into the position of interim chancellor pending the results of Palpatine's trial. After the Council's meeting, Anakin and Obi-Wan walk down the temple halls and congratulate each other on their achievements. Anakin on becoming a master, and Obi-Wan destroying General Grievous. It's about time. How many times did they get away from you? Far too many, my friend. Alas, without the other members of the Separatist Alliance in custody, the war will continue. Anakin stops. Master, I just wanted to say thank you for your support in the meeting. Obi-Wan places his hand on his shoulder. As I told you once before, Anakin, you are very wise. I believe your suggestion will ultimately be the path that we follow. Anakin smirks. And as for first days on the council goes, it went rather well. Anakin chuckles. Thanks. Any advice for your old student? Only that being a master requires a singular component in its purest form. Patience. Throughout the passing months, the Council spends time trying to ease the tensions of the Republic. Government officials bring up war and imprisonment for the Jedi. Citizens rampage and protest. Until both sides are heard, the Jedi agree that both Temple Guards and clone troopers will watch over the prisoner. As this goes on, the galaxy is otherwise in relative peace as Master Plo Koon and his wolf pack discover the corpses of the Separatist leaders on Mustafar. No confirmation of who did it. Experts suspect that with the specialized blaster marks that it could be one Cad Bane, who is now wanted for questioning. While this goes on, Anakin uses every spare moment he has on pouring his energy into every link of data they have on the Sith, searching for a way to save his wife. Unfortunately, his search is all for naught, as all he discovers is the theories of the Sith and their teachings, but nothing on keeping those they love from dying. This leaves him with the only choice of speaking with the Sith Lord. Fortunately for him, there are two Sith Lords hidden in the basement. He gets a call on his comlink and lights up at the voice of the person on the other end. Anakin lands his speeder and rushes into Dex Diner.
Master!
In the corner booth, Ahsoka Tano waves her hand at her old master. Anakin walks over and sits with her.
It's good to see you.
I'm sorry it's taken me so long, Ahsoka. I've been busy with the trial and the council. How are you? Where have you been? The two order some food and catch up. Ahsoka tells him how she defeated Maul and is now doing odd jobs with some friends. Anakin feels a little bitter of her choices. You know, I was hoping after you brought Maul in that you would consider returning to the Order. Ahsoka sighs as she hears this.
The Jedi still have a lot of growing to do, and I've done more good on my own than I would have following the Republic's rules on jurisdiction.
She smiles at her master.
But making you a master is the best choice the council has made in a while. Feels like things might start to change.
Anakin smiles, then remembers what it took to bring him to the council. The way things are looking, Ahsoka, everything's going to change. Ahsoka frowns and seems to have a dark, uncomfortable thought.
Anakin, I know you can't tell me, but arresting the Chancellor, is he what I think he is?
Anakin takes a moment. He is. It's all been him. The war, Dooku, everything. This confirmation leaves a hole in Ahsoka's stomach.
Before I defeated Maul, he said that his master was grooming another to become his apprentice.
Well, Dooku did replace Maul. Maybe he was referring to...
No, Anakin. Skywalker. He said Skywalker.
Deep down, Anakin knew this. He knew that he was being watched, manipulated, and groomed by Palpatine. And now he knows that he must speak with who he thought was his friend. Anakin walks through the dungeons of the Jedi Temple. He steps in front of Palpatine's cell. Once the guards leave, Palpatine turns back, his scarred face doing his best to show a kind, friendly smile.
Anakin, how good to see you, my boy. How might I help you?
Anakin frowns at him.
I hear congratulations are in order, Master Jedi.
You lied to me.
Lie? My boy, it is the Jedi that lie.
I spent hours reading everything we have on the Sith, and there's no proof of any of your claims. Palpatine takes a deep sigh.
Anakin, as I've stated, the knowledge is my own.
Anakin feels his heart racing, fearing this to be his only path.
I do wish to help you and Padme, but I'm helpless from my prison.
Anakin tries to not panic, tries to stay angry.
If you were to assist me in leaving this place, I would be happy to.
Enough! I know your games, old man. You've been using me, getting me to trust you, all so you could turn me to the dark side. Palpatine's expression shows a hint of disappointment.
Anakin, everything you've told me was of your own free will. Like what you did to the Sand People for killing your mother. Would the Jedi have been as accepting?
Anakin looks at the floor, ashamed. He then remembers the faces of Padme, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka, and finds the strength to walk away. Anakin approaches the elevator.
Brava, young Skywalker.
Darth Maul pokes his face out. If you were smart, you would help us keep him imprisoned.
Now, what fun would that be?
Maul sinks into the shadows. As Anakin goes into the elevator, he thinks about Palpatine's influence on him, the years of conversations and false-faced friendship. He wishes to lose the weight of these lies. He knows what he must do, but that he must speak to Padme before he has the strength to do it. Obi-Wan arrives at Padme's apartment. Just as he powers down his ship, Ahsoka lands her speeder.
They called you too?
Ahsoka, yes, Padme was quite insistent.
C-3PO walks over to greet their visitors.
Oh, Master Kenobi and Miss Tano. Miss Padme is expecting you.
He guides them both into the living room where Padme is resting.
Padme, you look radiant.
Thank you, Ahsoka, and for the both of you for coming. 3PO, would you mind getting our guests something to drink?
Of course, Miss Padme.
The two sit down and ask why she has summoned them.
The reason I've asked you here is to inform you of some information regarding my child.
Ahsoka grows concerned.
Is everything okay?
Yes, of course. It's about the baby's father.
Before they could ask any more questions, R2-D2 and Anakin step into the room. R2-D2 excitedly crawls to Ahsoka, and she pats her old friend on the head. Anakin sits next to Padme and he takes her hand. Master, Ahsoka, there's something we need to tell you. Padme and Anakin tell Obi-Wan and Ahsoka their love story, how they fell in love and have been married in secret for years. Ahsoka is thrilled by this news and hugs them both. Obi-Wan smiles but worries. I'm happy for the both of you, but Anakin, this will not look well for the Jedi Order. And to keep this a secret, I'm not asking you to do that, Master, but your support would be appreciated. Obi-Wan nods. After strategizing tomorrow's council meeting, the group enjoys each other's company and Ahsoka offers her services to Padme to be a part of her security team, which Padme gladly accepts. Some of the weight on Anakin's shoulders falls. He only hopes that the council will take this news just as well. Seeing as Master Skywalker has renounced his vows and gone against the Jedi Code, I recommend that we take immediate action and expel him from the Jedi Order. The council room grows serious and uncertain. Anakin is hurt but suspected that this would be Master Windu's reaction. I agree with Master Windu, says Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Master Mundi. Did you not sire a multitude of children on your planet of Soraya?
Obi-Wan states.
Of course, but that was an act of preserving a race of sentient species supervised by the Jedi Council. What Master Skywalker has done has gone against everything we have tried to teach him.
Master Plo interjects.
Master Skywalker has done the Jedi a great service. I served with him in the war, and I believe it would be a great loss to banish a Jedi of his skill and dedication. Did we learn nothing of our treatment from Ahsoka Tano?
The Jedi go back and forth and argue of the young Master's future. The conversation is brought to an end with the raising hand of Master Yoda.
Young Skywalker broke the code he did, yes. However, without flaws, the Jedi are not.
The council looks confusingly towards the old Master.
Blinded, we have been. A war, we have caused. Perhaps for a new time for the Jedi, it is.
With the wise words of Master Yoda, the Council ultimately decides to allow Anakin to remain as a Jedi under probation, and to keep the children's parentage a secret for their own protection. Though Anakin still worries about his visions, his faith in the Jedi is restored. Meanwhile, within the dungeons, Palpatine feels the shift in the Force and narrows his hateful eyes. The galaxy is in uproar as the trial of the century is about to begin. Senator Amidala speaks in defense of the Jedi, and Admiral Tarkin stands on behalf of Chancellor Palpatine and the Republic. Master Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka watch eagerly as the trial is about to begin.
Let us hope diplomacy prevails.
Meanwhile, within the dungeons, clones keep watch over the cells.
God, please come quick. I need medical assistance.
Palpatine calls out.
Keep it down, prisoner.
The former Chancellor lets out a painful cry and falls to the ground. The guards unlock the door and inspect the prisoner. Before they could call it in, Palpatine uses the Force to grab hold of the clones. Though he doesn't kill them, he merely utters the phrase, "Execute Order 66." He allows the clones to come down, and their genetic programming takes over.
What is thy bidding, Lord Sidious?
The Sith gives a sinister smile as the next phase of his plan begins. The elevator doors open and the temple guard walks over to the clone. The Jedi is met with a swarm of terrible Force lightning, and the clones blast the guard. Palpatine inspects the body and walks over to Maul's cell. "Open it," he demands.
Sir?
The Sith Lord stares. The minute the doors are open, Maul leaps at Palpatine and he force pushes him back into the walls of the cell.
Now, Maul. Is that any way to act towards your savior?
You killed my brother!
An unworthy apprentice, a charlatan of the Night Sister's dark magic. Even you must have known this.
Maul fights to break free of his former master's hold.
You have fought for so long. It would be a shame to allow such potential to waste away in a dungeon.
Palpatine uses the Force to raise the guard's double-bladed lightsaber. Maul lands and takes the saber.
The moment we are free, the exact second I no longer need you, I will kill you.
Palpatine smiles at Maul's threat.
We shall see.
Anakin walks over to the landing platform of his shuttle. His top clone squadron of the 501st wait.
Fashionably late, sir.
You know me, Rex. Suddenly, he feels a strong, dark sensation. His body grows cold, his head in pain. Rex marches over to him to assist.
General, what's wrong?
The temple alarms go off and Anakin's worst fears are realized.
The Chancellor.
Anakin runs to the dungeons and Rex calls to the other men to assist them. As they make their way down to the elevator, Anakin uses his comlink.
Master Windu, I believe the Chancellor is about to escape. I'm on my way to the cells now.
No need, Skywalker. I'm about to intercept him as we speak.
Anakin feels a sense of ease at the news.
How did this happen? How did he get out?
As they speak, Rex and his men get a call from their comms. Anakin hears this and feels a massive shift in the Force. Rex and the clones grab their blasters.
Rex? Rex, don't!
The doors open. The clone's armor sizzles from the fresh lightsaber slices. Commander Rex lays in Anakin's arms, fighting for every breath.
What have I done?
In an almost brainwashed state, he manages to say,
Good soldiers, follow orders.
Anakin feels the sorrow of losing his friend, the trust, the battles, the friendship. Anakin raises his head and feels hatred corrupting his heart. He can only think of one thing: revenge. As the trial goes on, Padme does well at reminding the Senate of the Jedi's centuries of protecting the Republic and preserving peace.
The Jedi have laid their lives on the line time and time again in protecting our liberties and ensuring the safety of our Republic. Anything else was brought through the misdirection and self-interest of former Chancellor Palpatine.
The Senate applauses for the young senator. Admiral Tarkin prepares his rebuttal, but gets an incoming message that changes his strategy.
Citizens of the Republic, I have an incoming message from a surprise guest I think would be expedient to hear. Chancellor Palpatine.
Palpatine's hologram grows in the middle of the Senate, and the audience gasps at his appearance. Palpatine tells them a tale of how he was captured by the Jedi and tried to seize control of the Republic. They showed altered footage of Palpatine trying to escape from Master Windu.
The Jedi have tortured me and left my body scarred. But the will of the Republic prevails as I have fought to bring you this message today.
The audience claps and cheers at this show of strength.
If you wish to save our diplomacy, save our republic, I implore you, beg you, arrest the Jedi and their supporters.
Chancellor Bail Organa attempts to control the roaring audience. The applause grows so loud that the Masters almost didn't see the Senate guards and clones marching towards them. Obi-Wan and Yoda force push them back, and Ahsoka leaps to the bottom of the Senate floor. As shock troopers take hold of Padme's arms, Ahsoka force pushes them back. The Jedi Masters land on the platform and they make their escape. Maul slices through a few young Jedi Knights, and Palpatine cackles as he uses Force Lightning to take the life from Master Sakura. Mace Windu and Ki-Adi cut their way through a wave of clones. Mace Windu shows the brutality of the Jedi as he tosses clones with the Force and dices them with his blade. Finally, Windu locks eyes with Palpatine.
Master Windu, I congratulate you on making it this far.
The Masters walk towards the Sith Lords.
As I told you once before, my lord, the oppression of the Sith will never return, and there is no Skywalker to get in my way this time.
Sidious laughs.
Promises, Master Jedi.
Palpatine summons 2 lightsabers from the dead Jedi, and the battle begins. Palpatine slices at Windu's legs. Windu flips back and blocks another attack. Ki-Adi-Mundi and Maul trade blows, Maul savagely cutting at the Old Master. Ki-Adi blocks it for as long as he can, but he could barely manage to match the skill and power of his younger opponent. Maul confuses Mundi with the very same attack he used on Qui-Gon Jinn all those years ago. This ends in the same result, with another fallen Jedi Master. Mace holds a blade from hitting his face, but he is at the mercy of the incoming attack from Darth Maul. Out of nowhere, a blue blade blocks the strike and Anakin pushes Maul back. Though they had their differences, the 2 Jedi nod to each other as a sign of respect.
Finally, let us see who the best of us truly is.
Anakin says nothing and stares angrily.
I sense such hatred in you, Skywalker.
Anakin does his iconic saber twirl.
You have no idea.
Maul grinds his teeth and they rush into battle. It's a test of speed and acrobatics as Maul and Anakin block each other's blows. Meanwhile, Mace and Palpatine's battle pursues, and Palpatine manages to slice at the Jedi's side. He sneers at Mace's pain. Anakin and Maul trade blows, but with every strike Maul absorbs, he can feel his blade giving out from the strength of the young master. Anakin causes Maul to fall back and he raises his blade to end his life. Maul quickly uses his robotic legs to kick Anakin's chest and he slides back. They lock blades and Anakin uses his robotic arm to punch Maul in the face. Disoriented, Maul is not ready as Anakin slices his legs, and he force pushes Maul into a pillar, knocking him out. Mace and Sidious continue their battle, but Anakin calls out to the Master. Clone reinforcements have entered the temple and Palpatine laughs. Anakin runs towards their fight, but stops as the clones open fire. Mace feels them blast him in the back, and he simultaneously blocks the blaster fire and duels with the Sith Lord. Mace Windu, the legendary Jedi Master, does an excellent job at this, but as Master Yoda stated earlier,
without flaws, the Jedi are not.
Mace looks down at the blade thrust into his chest. His lightsaber rolls away, and he realizes his hand has been sliced off. Sidious turns off his blade, and Mace falls to the ground. Anakin, still battling clones, deflects the incoming bolts. Sidious tells them to cease fire, and the clones stop. They swarm around him and take aim, waiting for their orders.
Oh, Anakin, look what has become of you. You chose the path of the Jedi, and look where it has brought you.
Anakin glares at Sidious.
However, I am nothing but forgiving. Once again, one last time.
Palpatine raises his hand, waiting to be embraced.
Join me.
Anakin looks around, trying to find a way out. He looks at Maul's body, the dismembered, disgraced Sith apprentice that once followed every order of his master. A glimpse of what the future with the Sith could have brought him.
I've made my choice.
Saddened at this wasted potential, Sidious states,
Then, my friend, you will die.
Kill him!
The clones open fire and Anakin immediately attacks. As the clones battle with Anakin, Darth Sidious makes his way out of the temple, tossing the saber aside, enjoying as he watches the Jedi Temple burn.